Is Jon Snow destined to become the Night's King? Will Daenerys be revived? These are some of the questions Game of Thrones fans have been asking ever since the rumors of Snow. For those of you who didn't know Snow was a thing, brace yourselves for Snow is coming! This show is a Game of Thrones spin-off revolving around Jon Snow and his fate directly after the events of Season 8. Today on Fantasy Archive, we want to share what we have on this news, possible theories, and how likely the show is to be official. While we know absolutely nothing certain about the plot will develop, fans are going wild. There are literally countless theories regarding Jon Snow's fate and his story after the season ended. Well, yes. Most of us hated the way GOT ended. However, this bad ending has opened numerous gates for new fascinating storylines the show can follow. While some people have reservations because the show has not been officially confirmed, some of the pre-work has been. The Song of Ice and Fire author George R.R. Martin shared in his personal blog that 4 Song of Ice and Fire related shows, including Snow, are being worked at and are currently on script stage. He revealed that the idea of Snow was proposed and is being led by none other than Kit Harington. He does warn us, however, that television is television, and not necessarily all 4 will get shot as pilots or make it to air. A lot is going on, and with that, certain rumors say that Game of Thrones spin-offs including Snow may get cancelled because of changes taking place in HBO and some cost-cutting measures. Nonetheless, a recent article by Entertainment Weekly keeps us optimistic. The article officially announces its next GOT show after House of the Dragon as The Hedge Knight, a prequel. This second Game of Thrones prequel comes as a bit of a surprise since 2 other Thrones spin-offs were already rumored to be in development, including the Aegon the Conqueror series and the Jon Snow sequel. But The Hedge Knight, originally titled The Tales of Dunk and Egg, has actually been in the works for quite some time now. HBO claims that the show will center on a period of time more than a century before the events of Game of Thrones. That places it directly between House of the Dragon and Thrones in terms of timeline. The Hedge Knight centers on a youthful, naive but brave knight, Sir Duncan the Tall, and his small squire, Egg. The story is set in a time when the Targaryen line still sits on the Iron Throne and the final dragon has not yet vanished from human memory. Great destinies, formidable adversaries, and perilous exploits all await these unlikely and unmatched allies. While the Hedge Knight is not Snow, the article does include the following statement. A number of other Game of Thrones related projects are in contention for full series orders, including a Sea Snake prequel show and the Kit Harington-led Jon Snow spin-off. A prequel about Aegon Targaryen and the conquering of Westeros was reportedly discussed, but sources clarified to EW that it is not happening at this time, meaning that we might still get Snow. Fans are filled with hope that this spin-off is a chance to rewrite some of the bad endings in the original series, so stay with us while we go through some of these theories. Jon is the lead character of the very expected spin-off. His real name is Aegon Targaryen and is the son of Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen. He is a skilled archer, swordsman, and was a member of the Night's Watch, an army that guarded the northern borders of Westeros against the icy wilderness beyond the Wall. Being the legitimate son of Lyanna and Rhaegar, he was also the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. In Season 8, after Daenerys went berserk and burned King's Landing and many of its people, Jon had to kill her to prevent further damage as he considered it his duty to protect innocent citizens. However, this decision had a huge impact on the outcome of the story as Jon was exiled by the kingdom to the Night's Watch, where he decided to venture outside the walls and live with the free folks. This is where the series and main storyline ended. Keeping this ending in mind, there are quite a few storylines the show can follow. We'll talk about them one by one. First, let's talk about the chances of Daenerys getting revived. The reason why most fans consider Season 8 a bad ending is because of how they ended her story. She goes from 0 to 100, going crazy overnight, getting killed by her love Jon. Snow could be the perfect opportunity to bring back Daenerys and right the wrong. Some of you might ask, but bring her back how? Is it even possible? Well, if Jon can be brought back to life in Season 6, why not Daenerys? It was revealed that Drogon didn't eat Daenerys' body. He took her body to a special place, and that special place is Volantis, the homeland of Targaryens and where they originally resided alongside their dragons. But how is this related to Daenerys being revived? We know that mages like Melisandre who worship the Lord of Light can revive people, just like she revived Jon. And we know of another mage named Kinvara, who also belongs to the same religion as Melisandre, meaning that she could potentially revive Daenerys. A better question would be, how would this impact the story? Some think reviving her would be pointless since it would make Jon's decision and somewhat of a personal sacrifice entirely meaningless. However, let's follow along. If the creators decided to revive her after all, what would happen? With Bran Stark becoming the king at the end of GOT, her revival could lead to a huge war. Her followers would gain confidence again. Nevertheless, with Jon no longer present in Westeros, would her mission be settling her unfinished business first? And if so, would it be their decision to kill each other? Or would it be a hate you but love you kind of scenario? She'll definitely want some type of revenge, but she could also be somewhat understanding and ashamed of the madness she fell into. Bringing her back would definitely add some flavor to the equation. Jon would have to face his feelings and a very angry ex. What do you guys think? Share in the comments your thoughts on Daenerys coming back. Moving on to another possible theory. Remember Night's King? Who can forget that guy? He was humanity and life itself's biggest threat and could have destroyed the world of Westeros as we know it. But what if there are still White Walkers out there, and what if Jon Snow becomes the new Night King? We don't know what happened to the babies the Night King turned. The wall was built for a reason, and ending the White Walkers by killing their king with a knife may be one of those too easy scenarios. There are theories suggesting that the original Night King was a Targaryen, suggesting that the new Night King will also be a Targaryen. With Daenerys dead, Jon is the last surviving Targaryen and his body can be used by the White Walkers to resurrect their king. Maybe Jon runs into them and somehow gets turned into the new Night King, or his mission to stop them starts all over again. Other theories revolve around Bran. Is the Night King in him? And now gaining access to all of Westeros. In one of Bran's visions, the Night King grabbed his arm firmly. Could it be influenced in some way? He does act pretty weird toward the end. The previous three-eyed raven wasn't immune to what happened around him. He had emotions. We see Bran behave in this weird, cold demeanor, almost arrogant when taking the throne. He may also just be turning plain evil and using his role as the three-eyed raven for his own gain. What could be his agenda now? Any of these possible scenarios have a lot of potential. What do you guys think about these theories? Have you heard of any other ones? Share in the comments. Objectively, all of these are plausible as magic has always been an element in Game of Thrones, so why not in the spin-off?